one of my favorite stories that most people don't know, and most people have never heard, which is really a shame, because it speaks to the spirit of Americans. How many of you heard of what's called the 9/11 boat lift? 2 people. Okay, so speaking of 9/11, which is the anniversary tomorrow, when 9/11 struck, the towers dropped, the people on the ground were in shock. They soon discovered, yes, they were on an island. They ran for the south part of Manhattan, and when they got there, it was open water and they could not escape. At that point in time, the Coast Guard was sitting off the waters there, and they could see not tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands of people in a desperate state. And they knew there was no army at that time, no military, no agency, and the Coast Guard could not save them. So they did the unthinkable. They got on their radios and they started a call upon all the boat captains. And they said, if you can hear our call, please come help us. And as they waited and they waited, they watched another person, and women and children and babies and grandparents coming, and they were covered in white dust and absolutely in shock. And about 20 minutes later, the Coast Guard was wondering if anybody actually heard our call. And they turned around and they saw a flotilla of hundreds of boats coming to the rescue. Hundreds. Tenders, ferries, party boats, sailboats. These were individuals, very much like all of you here, who heard the call, knew in their heart they had to go and rescue and do something, did not know what they were getting into, and did not know if they were going to lose their life or their limb. And what most Americans do not know today, and I believe it's by design because I do not think the government or the media wants us to know how extraordinary we are. At that point in time, they surpassed all records of a sea rescue. The biggest record for that was in World War II, Dunkirk, where we actually rescued French and English soldiers, and they actually rescued 339,000 of them over 4 days. And without organization, without leadership, without anybody knowing anybody, without any funding, we did not rescue 339,000 people in 9 days. We rescued 500,000 people in less than 9 hours. I think that was not what those in power expected from the American people. And you and I don't know those individuals. We don't know their names, we don't know their faces, we don't even know the story. And the likelihood is the people around this country and this world won't know your names, and they won't know your stories, and they won't know that you rescued them. But you are. And you are heeding the call. You know in the hearts of hearts you have to do this. You don't know the outcome. You don't know what you're getting into, but you know you've got to do it. And I have to tell you, I am so honored to be part of one of the most amazing moments in our time. And while no one will ever know who we are, we know, like those boat captains knew, they saved lives. So thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the board of CHD. Thank you to Alex. Thank you to Bobby Kennedy. Thank you to all the ambassadors. Thank you, because you are actually saving lives that you will never know. But I can tell you right now, like the boat captains, you've already done it. You saved lives, and thank you.